Hey everybody, Marissa, your Usborne book lady here, and I'm going to show you some of my favorite of our picture books. I have a pretty big stack here, and I don't know if I'll get through them all because I love our picture books so much. So the first one that I want to talk about is Nibbles. This is one of our newer picture books, and Nibbles is a book monster, and he nibbles his way out of his book and into 3 familiar stories where he changes the story and then eats his way out and goes into another story. And we have to catch Nibbles and keep him from eating any more books. It's so cute, and it's great for both kids that are already familiar with the fairy tales and kids that haven't seen them before, because it can be a really fun introduction to them. This book is great for preschoolers, but it's also amazing for older kids. It would be great to use in a lesson with an elementary school class as an introduction to fractured fairy tales or rewritings of stories. It's really cool. And then the other thing that's awesome about it is that you can get a little separate plush, a little Nibbles plush. Several of our books have plushes available. Most of them, like the Michelle Nelson Schmidt books, like Jonathan James and the What If Monster and Bob is a Unicorn, which is one of my absolutely favorite books in the entire world. Those all, and Cordelia, her new book, which is amazing and I couldn't find when I was pulling this stuff. Those all have matching plushes that you can get as well. Jonathan James and the What If Monster is really great for kids that are a little bit more hesitant or need some reassurance in their life. It's a little kid who's got this monster that follows him around and says, what if this happens? What if this happens? Don't try that. That's too scary. And at the end, Jonathan James is like, you know what? What if I try that and something amazing happens? It's a really cute story. A Tale of Two Beasts is the same story told from 2 different perspectives. First, from this girl who finds this animal, and then the second half of the story is from the perspective of the animal that she finds, and maybe she hasn't actually rescued him after all. It's a really, really, really cute story. The language in it is hilarious. It's very entertaining. I would be remiss if I did not mention our phonics readers in my picture book video. These are books that are designed for kids that are learning how to read. They're phonics based, but they also make really great, funny, and silly read-alouds. They're sort of, I like to say that they're sort of like Dr. Seuss because they rhyme and they have a great rhythm, but they're not as long and sometimes annoying to read as Dr. Seuss's. So you can get them individually in paperbacks for $6.99 a piece, but we also have 3 collections, 3 combined volumes of them that will save you a lot of money. So this is Ted and Friends, and it has 12 phonics readers with a CD that reads them, and it's only $19.99 versus $6.99 a piece. That's a great deal. And then there are 2 newer combined volumes as well. One of them is called Cal Takes a Bow and Other Tales, and the other one is Raccoon on the Moon and Other Tales, and those each have 6 in them for $14.99. The Muddle and Match series is really fun. It's got 3 flaps on each page that you can mix up and make a new story. So if the flaps match, the text is alliterative. It's got alliteration, and when they're mixed up, they don't. I have some friends who they have early readers that like to read these because they can read them themselves. So this is a book by Eric Odie called Too Many Tomatoes, and before I tell you about Too Many Tomatoes, I have to tell you about Dan the Taxi Man. I could not find the book. It's somewhere in my house, somewhere. But it's an amazing book, and it's got the same rhythm throughout the whole book. Here's Dan, beep, beep, the taxi man, going to the show and picking up the band. Climb inside while you still can with Dan, beep, beep, the taxi man. And then every instrument that he picks up, there's a sound that goes with the instrument that you add on to. It's a cumulative tale, so you add on to it every time you do it. Fantastic book. You have to get it. Dan the Taxi Man. And then this is one of his newer books, Too Many Tomatoes, and it's really awesome too. It's got a rhyming, sing-songy, there's not a song that goes with it as far as I know, but it is a very rhymey, sing-songy text, and it's about a boy that lives with his grandparents, and they have too many tomatoes, and they start giving them out, and it's a really cute sort of a community kind of story. I'm a Hungry Dinosaur and I'm a Dirty Dinosaur. These two books are adorable. They all have very simple, repetitive text. They're great for toddlers. I'm a dirty dinosaur with a dirty snout. I never wipe it clean. I just sniff and snuff about. Sniff, sniff, snuff, snuff, sniff and snuff about. The whole thing has that same rhythm. It's got these nice, thick, coated pages that are not as easy to rip. So that's great for younger kids too. And then the coolest thing about them is that these illustrations were done with actual mud. And these illustrations were done with actual frosting and sprinkles and cake toppings. They're really, really cute. So this is Billy B's Great Desert Adventure, and there's also Billy's it's not Billy B's, it's just Billy's. Billy's Great Desert Adventure and Billy's Great Underwater Adventure. And these are Billy B. Brown from our chapter books, but she's younger, she's in preschool. And so these are stories of her going to preschool. And I love them because parents are only bookends in them. They're like, adults are not part of these stories. So she goes to school and her dad will drop her off and her teacher greets her and says, we're doing this today. And then the whole story is some great imaginative story that Billy and her friends do. And then at the end, the teacher's like, wasn't that fun? That's it. It's all very child driven. I love them. And then this is Who's Ready to Play and lots of other questions. And this, so it says who's splashing whom. So you have to find the animal that's splashing, and there might be more than one, and point them out. And who's upside down, who's swapped places. So you have to remember where the animals were and find where they look different. Who's ready for lunch, who's changed colors. And so there are some of these that require some kind of heavy, higher level concepts. And some of them are pretty simple and self-explanatory. I love this book. It's great for preschoolers and toddlers. Thank you so much for watching. I have way more picture books that I love, and I could go on talking forever, but I'll stop there. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know. If you liked this video and you'd like to keep updated on all of our new titles, please like me on YouTube, like my Facebook page, www.facebook.com/booksbymarisa. And you can find these and all of our nearly 2,000 titles on my website, www.booksbymarisa.com. Thanks so much. Have a great day.